Into battle we go. Game number 4, don't be fooled by the amount of points handed out, because game number 3 was a draw. Okay, Rage have decided to forego their crazy KV3 tactics for something a bit more, I would say, traditional, with the Lorraine 155-51.
Yep. Big artillery to... Well, they hadn't really had trouble with the artillery on ACES SDA's side, but finally picking something of equal size in artillery power. See what it can do.
Well, let's have a look at the spread out. We see that PB is actually heading north with the rest of the team. So I think they're giving up the base, and he's going to actually be a base defender scout. And the answer is there, yes. He's stopped in the bush on the far side of the base. So they're completely giving up the center and the west. This is going to be a push tactic, I believe we're going to see from Rage. Doesn't surprise me with these guys. And HY is going up the hill. Will he make it? Or is Blackmailer going to have to give him a push? No, he does make it. What the location? I've never seen artillery successfully get up to this post here.
Nope, me neither. That's pretty crazy.
Unassisted, we have got the game here. Wow. Oh, okay, whatever. We now know where their Lorraine is. I've never seen Lorraine go up there before. So guys, next time you're in a on Abbey in your Lorraine 155-51, get up there. You're never going to be killed by any scout.
Nope. Or spotted. Yeah, maybe if he's up top, but there's hills.
You're right.
Yeah.
Crazy. But Rage seems to have calmed down a little. They're not doing a full-on suicide strategy here. They're going to push forward with a slow... See, both their scouts are back in base defending. And that's why I thought they're going to do a rush, because you'd otherwise lead with the scout, surely.
Surely, yeah. I don't see why they have to be on this side of the map, since all of their other tanks are on this side of the map. So maybe one of them could be over on the other side just to see them coming, and then you have more time instead of them just coming up the hill and getting into the capsule much earlier. Even though you have the big Lorraine to deal with that problem.
What I would have liked to have seen was ACES going around and finding out what ACES SJ's tactic was, and then reacting accordingly to that, or deploying your forces for that. But at the moment, they've just got into position, taken up less than a 4x4 on the map. They've given away over 2/3 of the map, but they have ran into Kingsman, who obviously will reveal that 2 of the guys are over here. That's Groff and Lattice. Maybe even Blackmailer was spotted, and he gets back into cover there and avoids any sort of counterattack. So ACES SJ now knows where Rage are largely situated. Casares probably was not spotted.
No, he's too far back. He's I'm thinking he's safe.
Here's Red. Watch Red as he does his crazy invincible tactics.
Where are you going, Red? Where are you going? You're going to church? Okay.
He's going to church. I guess he needs to pray before he dashes across here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Red do a dash across this open terrain here. But no, he's trying to do the 50-meter proximity scout, and Lattice and Blackmailer. This guy is a legendary scout, and he's just spotted, and Lattice and Blackmailer confirming they are still there, and maybe even open them up for the GW if it's in a good enough location. If it is down over in K1, it actually could... No. It won't be able to spot them from there. So they are still artillery safe, but they know exactly where they are now. Proximity scouting, for anyone who doesn't know, is anyone between 50 meters of you. No matter how thick the rock is between you, you will spot them. And that's exactly what's going on here. But Aratos is going up into the base of Rage, realizing that, hey, we think that everybody from Rage are over there. And ACES SJ are making the play now. We are seeing all the AMX 90s from ACES SJ move up into the bases of Rage, but Rage aren't responding. What's going on here, Highflyer?
I'm thinking there came the Lorraine shot. Well, since they picked the bigger artillery, they can now afford a lot more, being a little bit more passive, because they do have the T1 in KPB, and he's just sitting still in the base. And if ACES SJ are going to do anything with those AMXs over there, which it seems they aren't. Okay, I'm confused. I had a thought, but they just got shot into the ground by them not really doing anything. Oh no, Red got killed. Oh, there we go. Okay, so they're really just passive. They have no idea that the. I'm pretty sure that the Lorraine can hit. Oh, so close.
That was close.
So yeah.
I've been told by a Russian viewer that HY6ACYK is pronounced as Nubisik.
Nubisik?
Nubisik.
Okay.
So Nubisik. Right, that's much easier to say than HY6.
Yeah. Okay. Where is he? Okay, he's in the Lorraine.
He's in the Lorraine. So Nubisik is there, and that's really nice to know. Thank you very much. If we're struggling with some names that just looks like random characters to us, please help us out, because we're not native. So thank you very much for that.
And we see Deagle finally being spotted on the east side. That's a quick shot from the Lorraine.
But what the GW? Again, Tone Green is in an absolute crazy location. We see him coming up into the base now, totally switching. So we can now safely assume that ACES SJ are purely over here. I think they've completely relocated and they're now all in the base of Rage.
Yep, I'm pretty sure they all are. The only tank that's not accounted for is the... Nope, there he is. RDS. And everyone's now gathered close to Rage space. And with Hardy sitting over there, they can't just go back.
But Blackmailer and Groff are pushing up. They're not. Rage is just not defending. I guess they're counting on the Lorraine being able to defend the base with the two scouts, rather than two scouts. One scout's dead, killed Red and died himself. But being able to defend, I don't know.
No, they're turning around.
They are turning around. Rage are in a moment of indecision. We've never really seen this from Rage before. Rage seems to always be in control, know what they're doing, and very... They don't overreact. They seem to be very calm. But right now, they are freaking out. They seem to be undecided what they want to do, and they just don't know how to play this battle. There's 3 minutes left on the clock. They still just don't know what's going on.
I'm sitting here watching the Ausführung and seeing if the Lorraine will be able to shoot that one, because he is completely open.
Oh, that was the Lorraine shot against the Scorpic, and he goes down to 41 HP from one shot.
And we loses. We lost the Lorraine.
Oh, counter-artillery immediately. So that's what Tone Room was doing, waiting for the Lorraine to fire and noticing exactly where it was. We may not know where the Lorraine was at that spot on the map, but Tone Room did and proved his worth. That time, the GW definitely paid his worth after the amount of damage the Lorraine just did. But Hardy S is now getting focused down by Blackmailer and Groff, and when Tone Room needs to hit another shot to be able to help his teammate out, Kings of Men is trying to cause a distraction by getting in front of Deagle. If he can even absorb one shell, that might be enough, but Deagle's down to one more hit and he's dead. Groff goes on fire because Kinderman is actually doing a lot of damage to him, but it's not enough. The skill of firefighting is too much for them, and we see another T-69 go down, and that might have been the GW, and we are seeing a Rage in a lot of trouble. Without the Lorraine, with so many points into it, well, they're now in a lot of trouble. There's nothing else I can say. Aratos is getting around the back of Blackmailer in two, maybe three shots. He will take him down, unless he is reloading, and Blackmail is freaking out. He's spinning around, not sure who to shoot, and he must be reloading too. This is a battle of the reload, guys. All count the reload. Scorpic is running away to camp at 41 HP, and Blackmailer is not going to win this, surely. And he's going to prioritize the T2.
Oh, God.
Just to get a kill.
Yeah.
He knew that he was going to get the kill out of the AMX, and he just prioritized the kill. But we're going to see that Groff is getting pinged to go back to base. Let's have a look at Groff's HP. He was the one shot of dying. Groff were outplayed. Rage were outplayed, I have to say.
Yeah. Their decision to just hold the West was poor choice in this one. They didn't really do anything until way too late, and then they had to turn around because the base was falling hard.
Rage perform a lot better when they are playing aggressively and when they've got an aggressive lineup, but they keep picking stuff that just isn't them. You know, they obviously know themselves better than we do, but I don't know. They just seem to be playing a style that just doesn't suit them, and they're not performing it very well. And they've lost now, well, drew one and lost the other for doing it. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, they're down to one chance to win the set now.
Everything's to play for. This could go to a draw, the first ever draw of an actual set.
That is not worth it, in my opinion.
Lorraine did get 1,000 damage off. It was a great shot. If it one-shot it would have done its worth. But the GW instantly countered him. Now, considering Tonrin spent his entire time countering artillery in the last 3 games, it was a really big shock to see Rage pick a Lorraine and then obviously get counter artillery. It's much easier to kill a Lorraine than it is a Bison, for example.
Yeah. But still, 8 shots, 1 hit, and 1 flash, and
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even
I
though the
expect to see a
Lorraine,
lineup change. I really do.
hoping a little bit, just for some. Oh, we're seeing a Sturmpanzer 2 on the Rage team.
Yeah. Sturmpanzer and Lorraine, they're not going to do that. Oh
No.
god, they're not going to do that.
Are they?
That's going to be Lorraine getting replaced. That's a sign, a sure sign that they're replacing the Lorraine.
Sure sign, you say?
Oh, it has to be, surely. Nubisik has to change that. We can't have that. Come on, guys. You're doing us in. You're aging us. You're aging us. You're aging us, man. Rage performed so well with their aggressive tactics, taking the first 2 games flawlessly. And also in the last 2 sets of games they play, if you look at the scores here, Rage so far won their first one but lost their second one only just. And they've been playing so well as an aggressive team. And then we're seeing this. But Nubisik does replace himself. He replaces the Lorraine with the T2 lights. And Asa goes out to also replace his tank.
And Red is ready. I'm ready. He wrote in the chat. So
Ready.
he's ready for an insane stuff.
Of course he's ready.
Yeah, of
So
course.
that's ready, is it? That
No.
means ready.
Asa hasn't picked yet, so
Go. So Roy is go.
there we go. Chaffee is in again.
And they're going back to their first tactic.
Yeah.
Yep, they're going back to their original
Interesting.
tactic, which they won the first reign. Ready. Yes. Do you want to go? Yes. We're translating this as best we can. And